Let's explore JavaScript Booleans, which are fundamental to logical operations in programming. A Boolean represents one of two values, true or false. These values are essential for controlling program flow, making decisions based on conditions, and performing logical comparisons. The true value indicates a condition that is met or valid, while the false value indicates a condition that is not met or is invalid. You can see the true Boolean value in green color, and you can see the false Boolean value in red color. In JavaScript, every value has an inherent Boolean nature, meaning it's either truthy or falsy when evaluated in a Boolean context like an if statement. Truthy values are those that evaluate to true. Examples include non-empty strings like hello, numbers except 0, and objects and arrays. Falsy values, on the other hand, evaluate to false. There are 6 falsy values in JavaScript. The first one is the Boolean false, then 0 and -0, null and undefined, an empty string which is represented by 2 double quotes with nothing in between and not a number or nan. Understanding truthy and falsy values is crucial for conditional logic, as it allows you to write concise and effective code. For example, if a string hello is used in an if condition, then the condition will evaluate to true and the block of code inside the if statement will be executed. Similarly, an array will also evaluate to true. On the other hand, if an if condition is provided with 0, an empty string or null, then the condition evaluates to false and the block of code inside the if statement will not be executed. Let's delve into the concept of Boolean object wrappers and type coercion in JavaScript. The Boolean object is a wrapper around the primitive Boolean value. You can create Boolean objects using the constructor with the keyword new, but this practice is generally not recommended. It's best to stick with the primitive Boolean values, which are true and false. When you create a Boolean object, it's actually an object and not a primitive type, which can cause confusion and unexpected behavior. Now let's explore type coercion. JavaScript automatically converts values to Booleans in Boolean contexts. For example, a non-empty string like hello will be converted to true. An empty string will be converted to false. Similarly, a number like 42 will be converted to true. You can explicitly convert values using the Boolean constructor, and you can use double negation, which is represented by 2 exclamation marks, for quick conversion. For example, 2 exclamation marks followed by an empty string will be converted to the Boolean false, and 2 exclamation marks followed by a string like hello will be converted to the Boolean true. Understanding these conversion rules is very important to prevent unexpected behavior in your program. Always prefer primitive Boolean values instead of Boolean objects. Let's explore logical operations in JavaScript, which are fundamental for making decisions in your programs. The logical AND operator, denoted by 2 ampersands, returns the first falsy operand or the last operand if all values are truthy. For example, if you have 2 conditions like has permission and is logged in, both need to be true for access to be granted. If either or both of these conditions are false, then the expression will result into false. The logical OR operator, denoted by 2 pipes, returns the first truthy operand or the last operand if all values are falsy. For example, if you have an input and a default value, you can use the OR operator to assign the input if it has some value, otherwise assign a default value. The logical NOT operator, denoted by an exclamation mark, inverts the Boolean value of its operand. It converts non-Boolean values to Boolean before inverting. If you have a Boolean variable is disabled, having the value false, and you want the opposite value of it, then you can use the NOT operator and get the value of true. JavaScript uses short-circuit evaluation with logical operators. For and if the first operand is false, the second is not evaluated. For or if the first operand is true, the second is not evaluated. This can be used for conditional execution of code. Let's explore some common patterns you'll encounter when working with Booleans in JavaScript. First is the default values pattern, where the OR operator provides a fallback value when a variable is undefined or falsy. If a username is not available, then a default name guessed can be used. Also, You can use nullish coalescing operator represented by two question marks to provide a default value. Optional chaining combined with the OR operator can also be used to avoid errors. The guard clauses pattern uses early returns in a function using Boolean conditions to handle edge cases efficiently. For example, if a user is null, return null, or if user is not active, return inactive. Short-circuit operations uses logical operators for conditional execution of code without explicit if statements. The double ampersand can be used to execute a function if a certain condition is met. The double pipe can be used to conditionally assign a value. The toggle state pattern manages Boolean flags and toggle states, which are commonly used in user interfaces. An exclamation mark can be used to toggle between true and false. Using these patterns can result in more maintainable and readable code. Let's look at some best practices and tips when using Booleans. Always use descriptive variable names that clearly indicate the purpose of the Boolean. For example, instead of a single letter variable, use something descriptive like, is form valid? Avoid double negatives because it makes code difficult to read. For example, instead of having a variable is not logged in, check for is logged in condition. Use strict equality, represented by 3 equals signs, to compare a Boolean value with a true or false value. For example, use 3 equals signs instead of 2 when comparing values with true or false. Use explicit Boolean conversion. For example, instead of using double negation, use the Boolean function to explicitly convert any value into a Boolean value. By following these practices, you can improve your code readability and avoid common errors. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.